All right, 5 o'clock Wednesday. Appreciate you guys as we broadcast from the RowPaint.com studio. Johnny Ballgame, Mike Prater, and the Ballgame here, Idaho Sports Talk. We'd like to welcome our video audience to the program. Thank you to the Dollar Loan Center at don'tbebroke.com. You can watch this segment on our YouTube channel. Prater, so we're going to talk most important players on this team. We're going to talk about maybe the most marketable media free agent in broadcasting history. And I need to stand corrected, though. I've just been destroyed for the last 5 minutes saying Kyle Efaw was an Eagle Mustang. Prater, I'm sorry, man. Hopefully my car's not spray painted and tires are slashed in the parking lot here. Kyle Efaw went to Capital. I blew that, man.
You don't mess with the Capital Eagle sports family, man. I'm telling you.
Man. Yeah, they don't want me to give. Eagle gets everybody, too, it feels like. Everybody went to Eagle, right? And,
well, Eagle's the best. I mean, Capital's the best high school in the Valley, though. Come on now. Come on.
We're trying to get an ex-Capital Eagle on this show here at some point.
Jake Plummer for his annual summer visit. We're working on that guy as well. So going to try to make that happen. But yeah, Kyle Efaw was a proud Capital Eagle, and I know that was just an honest mistake.
Man, dang it! I'm killing myself.
Every other tight end in the NFL through Boise State's been through Eagle High School.
Eagle, yeah, that's what I think. Oh, Eagle, NFL, Boise State tight end. I went to Eagle, shoe and Putzer. Absolutely. Okay, Prater, here we go. Number 15. Our 15 most important players on the Boise State roster. Today, we're down to number 3.
Yeah.
That means we'll get number 1 on Friday, but focusing on 3. And these are total badasses of the football team, right? When you get this high, this low on the list at number 3, yes, they're important, but they're also really, really good at football, and that's where number 3 is.
You know, we've told you guys we did this series before spring ball, and we did it afterwards to kind of compare the growth, the development, the ups and downs of some of these guys. Andrew Simpson before spring ball was number 4, and here he checks in at number 3. So everything that this guy does, he gets better, and he continues to climb, and he continues to impress. And the fandom and the media and the coaching staff and everybody involved with Boise State football has watched this guy grow up, and he's just turned into a dynamic playmaker. So, you know, there's been some good linebackers at Boise State, but there's also been some droughts in terms of linebackers just going out and making plays and doing dynamic things. And I think Andrew Simpson is going to be one of those special guys. He conducts his business at a mature level that is just beyond anything you can imagine.
Okay.
And physically, he can be physical, and he can be finesse, and he can be athletic. He can go forward. He can go backwards. He can go left. He can go right. Ballgame, I'm still trying to figure out one thing that this kid can't do.
I think when you say the maturity, I think that comes from playing at St. John Bosco.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's a college program.
Yeah. I mean, if you start at Bosco for multiple years, you basically go play D1 somewhere. I mean, look at George Helani and Andrew Simpson, former teammates at Bosco, then teammates at Boise State. And as long as Boise State wants to keep getting Bosco kids up in into this program, they're probably on good circumstances there, Prater. Can Andrew Simpson go from good to great? My first radio job, they gave me a book that said good to great. I don't know if anybody else out there is familiar and has read that. Some motivational book. I'll be honest, I didn't even crack it open when my boss gave it to me. I was already great when I showed up. I didn't need it. Okay. Just kidding. But anyway, can Andrew Simpson go from, I'll just say, really good to great? Because he was on the All-Mountain West Conference team last year as a sophomore, second team. That's the mission for Andrew Simpson. Become great at football this season and represent and be one of the best 2, 3, 4 players on this football team. Become a more athletic, field-roaming badass that you've been, Andrew Simpson. Keep pressuring quarterbacks. Set the edge when asked to on the run, Prater. Perform in the running game, cover tight ends, cover running backs out of the backfield, the entire passing game. Be available, Andrew Simpson. If all this comes to fruition, he's going to have a terrific year. He's an exceptional athlete, as you said, really good mover and suddenness, and just an overall athlete. Get from really good or pretty good to great. And if Andrew Simpson is a great football player at the end of this season, Boise State's defense is going to be much better than it was last year, Prater. And who knows? Maybe we are talking about some type of playoff opportunity when they get to the month of December.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, you said be available. Andrew Simpson's played 14 games both his first 2 seasons. So,
Wow.
it's very impressive in terms of his availability. And if this dude, we keep talking about how much he continues to get better. In his first year to his second year, he went from 29 tackles to 66 tackles. He went from 0 interceptions to 2 interceptions. He went from 0 fumble recoveries to 2. He went from 0 forced fumbles to 2.
Yeah.
This dude basically doubled his production between his freshman and sophomore year. He's got 2 years left. If this guy keeps getting better at that rate, we're looking at a 100 tackle guy. We're looking at interceptions. We're looking at forced fumbles. Oh, by the way, his first year, 3 sacks. Last year, 6.5. He checks every stat box that Boise State defenders or anybody that plays defense could possibly check. So it's just really, really impressive what this guy can do, and might be one of the better. I don't want to make a mistake because I make them all the time. Could he become the best all-around linebacker we've had around here since Leighton Vander Esch?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to. I won't go there yet. I guess, yeah, can he be the best linebacker they've had since LVE? Absolutely.
All around playmaker. I mean, LVE was everything.
First round draft pick.
And everything that we've said about Andrew Simpson, Leighton Vander Esch did. Interceptions, forced fumbles, right, left, run, sack, tackles, whatever. I think Andrew Simpson's building that resume.
Here's the thing about Simpson, too. Last year, Prater mentioned all those stats. Here's what they ranked in. TFLs, like the 3 most important stats for a linebacker. Here's where Simpson ranked in the Mountain West last year. Tackles for loss, Simpson, he ranked 4th in the conference. Sacks, Simpson ranked 6th in the conference. Forced fumbles, Simpson ranked 4th in the conference. He was in the top 6 in the 3 most impressive categories you would want for a playmaking linebacker to have. TFLs, sacks, and forced fumbles. Impact plays, Prater. Plays that get fans out of their seat or off their couch. And defensively, you can get a TFL. That pumps fans up. Nothing's bigger than a sack, really, besides maybe an interception and a forced fumble on a big hit or a strip. Andrew Simpson did those at a high level throughout the Mountain West as a sophomore last year. He's a junior this year, and we felt really strong and confident about Andrew Simpson as the number 3 most important player on this list. I think you even made a slight campaign to put Simpson at number 2.
I did. And we negotiated a few things, and I get it. And tomorrow's guy is going to be spectacular. We're looking forward to that. Andrew Simpson, the only real knock on him, especially if we're comparing him to LVE, is the height. I mean, LVE was what, 6'5", 6'6"?
Yes.
Beast of a man.
Yeah.
Andrew Simpson's only 6 foot, which doesn't matter in college. And you get him for at least 2 more years, guys. He's still just a stick, maybe thicker than Leighton Vander Esch. I think he's 240, 245. And Leighton was probably 250 to 260 window, if I'm guessing right. So Andrew Simpson is just a couple inches shorter. That's going to matter in the NFL. It won't matter for the next 2 years at Boise State. And I think this guy is going to become a rock star. Here's my issue, Ballgame, because I have to have an issue. I'm worried about the linebacker depth at Boise State. I really, truly am. Marco Notriani, that guy caught us off guard last year. He was fascinating to watch. He was fun to watch. He's got injury issues. He wasn't anywhere near the football field during all of spring camp. He looked like he walked differently to me, and he just looked different to me, and not in a good, healthy way. So he's got 100 days to get himself ready, Marco Notriani, and I think he's going to get back on the field and be a difference maker, but I need to see it first. Here comes Jake Ripp, the other young middle linebacker, and Ripp and Notriani are on the middle side, and Andrew Simpson's on the weak side. The weak side's kind of in charge of in coverage. Maybe the most important thing they do is backpedal. The other guys, more in terms of the run game. So they've played different positions. They've interacted all the linebackers at different positions in the spring. So the depth part scares me a little bit, Ballgame.
Yeah. I mean, who's behind Simpson if something were to happen?
Chase Martin.
Okay. For Jaden Virgin, does he play linebacker? Yeah, I know he's an edge player, but
he's more on the outside.
Move some things around. I mean,
they
maybe
could.
Notriani and Ripp, they have to play out there at the same time if something were to happen with Andrew Simpson. No, that's why he's so important. Part of that, Prater.
Absolutely.
Your importance level is what you have behind you. And if they are going to whoever is behind Simpson, I mean, that's going to be That's going to be a work in progress. Gabe Hunter, maybe. There's another guy who's a walk-on.
He's more of an edge guy.
Yeah,
he's more down closer to the line of scrimmage, but they mixed and matched a lot of those guys in spring.
They need Andrew Simpson roaming around, being one of the top defensive playmakers in the Mountain West. We think he will be. I think he's going to be a candidate for all preseason Mountain West, certainly a candidate for all Mountain West. And Prater, if we were doing a list right now, if I said, okay, go look at the Boise State roster, all 100 whatever are on the team right now,
99,
and highlight every player you think will play one game in the NFL. Just a game.
Wow.
That's all they have to do is to play an NFL game as a member of a 53. And I think Simpson gets highlighted. If you had to pick, you're going to go Genty for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Ahmed plays a game in the NFL.
I wouldn't say that.
You would? Yeah.
No.
What about JFR, the punter? Does he play a game in the NFL?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Jonah Dolmas.
No.
A game in the NFL.
No.
Andrew Simpson.
The height thing scares me. He's got 2 years to go.
Yeah.
He's on that track. He's on that trajectory, and I don't want to sit here and say no. But as it sits here right now, no.
Yeah.
I mean, the only guarantee for me is Genty.
That's no question. If we're doing that draft, everybody wants the first pick because you get to pick Ashton Genty. Good stuff, man. Top 3 or number 3 on our 15 most important Boise State football players list. You got anything else you want to throw in there?
Tomorrow,
Prater?
the best defensive player, the most important defensive player, and on Friday, the most important offensive player.
You guys pay attention to what's going on with Sir Charles. I want you to call 208-424-9300. TNT is losing the NBA after next year. Amazon, NBC, and ESPN. Is Charles Barkley the most lucrative free agent in sports media history? Where do you think Charles Barkley should go? Love him, hate him. We want to hear it. 208-424-9300. It's Prater in the Ballgame. KTIK, the Ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is Ticket